But really, I'm really excited to be here because this is a great event, and it really reminds me of about, I guess about 2013, I think the fall, 2013. I was at the lab, I'd been at Oak Ridge National Lab about maybe 4 years at that time, and I was called into the associate lab director's office, and to just give you a perspective, that's kind of like a senior VP at the lab. And he called me in, and we had we just talked and said, yeah, everything's going great, you're doing a great job. But then he kind of paused. He said, so why did you go back to Georgia Tech to get your PhD? You had a good job. Why did you go back to Georgia Tech? Why did you come to Oak Ridge National Laboratory? It really wasn't just to do the incremental. It wasn't just to do the things that would happen even if you were not engaged. It was, you got engaged to be able to change the future, to really create innovations that would really be a part of shaping a future, an energy future that will forever be different. And he challenged me. I thought, oh, wow, this didn't go like I thought. I thought I was doing a great job. But now he's saying, but don't forget that dream. You're at a national lab. The opportunities are expansive here. And so he challenged me. And so I got an opportunity, the Additive Manufacturing Integrated Energy Project. We affectionately call it AMI. So what was that? I got a chance to to lead a project where we brought the most brilliant minds across the lab, some of the best minds, scientific minds across the laboratory. And then we partnered with about 20 different industry partners, some of the most innovative companies in the world, to do something that none of us could do alone. It was bigger than any of us. What did we do? We 3D printed a house, and we 3D printed a car. The car could power the house, and the house could power the car, all with the first ever demonstration of bidirectional wireless power transfer. So that was awesome, right? It was fun, it was exciting, but what it really did was really taught me, or really it showed that, when you get those 3 Ps, right? Public-private partnerships. What can you do with that? You can really do some things that really take it to the next level. Going back to that challenge of how do you create that future? How do you do the innovative things? That's how we did it. So I'm super excited today. Thanks, Maria, for the opportunity. Just to tell you about a few more things that I'm excited about. I'm a pretty excitable guy. You probably figured that out. But I'm excited about some things we're doing at the lab. One of the things, I'm the group leader for our building envelopes group, right? And so we're working right now on some things that will allow us to be able to imagine a future, right? To create that future where that building envelope can be half the size, could be half the complexity, but twice the performance. Imagine that. Imagine we're working right now with some innovative companies on developing low-cost insulation that's up to 1/10 of the thickness, but the same performance of what you see today with some of the standard insulation products. Then you couple that, or you put that together with how we're working with companies where if you look at with the renovations you look at the typical building envelope. It's a combination of simple, single-layer, single-function materials in a very complex layer. Really creates it's really archaic approach to the way we do things. But now imagine if you had limited number of layers, but each had multiple function materials. And that's some of the things. So now if you couple multifunctional materials with some of the insulation products we're doing, now you're able to realize that half the thickness. What does that mean for this audience, right? That's getting more valuable and leasable square footage back into your building. Imagine that. And then imagine, like I say, with 3D printing, imagine if, if we could use 3D printing or other advanced manufacturing to really address some of the big challenges for the construction industry. I think it was about a week ago, maybe so, I was reading the Wall Street Journal. There was an article, Labor Shortage Squeezes Builders. It was talking about the price increases that you're seeing in the real estate industry as well as the construction industry because of the labor shortage. So imagine if so we're working right now to be able to work with the precast. We're working with some of the largest industry partners in the precast construction industry to basically revolutionize how we do precast. Because the way we do the precast industry works, you have a wood kind of mold, you have concrete that's cast in a mold, and it's a wood mold that's finished with fiberglass done by a rapidly diminishing skilled labor force. So right now we're working with some companies to be able to 3D print that mold. And so now you can be able to produce that mold at up to a fifth of the time, and then be able to reuse it 10 times more than you can today. So that really has an opportunity to revolutionize, and they're excited. When you sit across the table, with business owners, and they're excited. You can see the light bulb click. It's like, that's, as a national lab guy, that makes us excited. So that's some of the things that we're doing. But then what about existing buildings, right? We see in existing buildings, the sensors. We all heard the adage, I heard it yesterday, you can't manage what you don't measure. We've heard it and heard it. But in energy, we say this, but the cost of measuring oftentimes is a barrier to being able to manage what we want. But right now we're working with companies to be able, and working within our labs to be able to show the low-cost peel and stick wireless sensors. Now imagine that same technology that's on your desktop printer to be able to print these low-cost sensors that allow you to rapidly and easily deploy these sensors to be able to now be able to measure throughout your building, be able to get that type of technology that smart uses smart devices, as Tim alluded to earlier, to be able to do some of those in Idaho, still change the set points of your temperature and be able to maintain a happy family miles away. But even more than that, I think we heard two of the speakers speak on, we're seeing buildings connected. You know, we're seeing renewables, and we're seeing the two-way flow of energy, two-way flow of communication. Now with the sensor technology, we're working right now. I'm really excited about this. We're working with one of the largest utility companies in the country to be able to, what does that look like when you create that new value proposition of with energy flowing back and forth, that transact energy, the transactional framework that allows, now where it's mutually beneficial, not just beneficial for the building owner or not just beneficial for the utility, but now we're able to co-optimize these benefits. That's another thing that we're working right now with utilities and the construction industry to be able to create this value proposition that we can realize in the future. So just a few of the things, and thank you for the opportunity to present.